these best buddies just hanging out, taking naps. Good morning, happy Saturday. I actually walked in on 2 different scenes of these babies being the most adorable. One this morning before I started filming, one last night after I was done filming. I try to give myself like a cutoff time for vlogging so I have time to edit and just not do camera stuff for part of the day. So if you're wondering why like I show you dinners later or I'm like this is what happened last night, that's why. I usually stop vlogging at like 4 or 5. Anyway, look how cute this is. I cannot get over how quickly they're getting along and playing and snuggling. It took months for Kenobi to get there with Kylo, and it's been a matter of days. I think this is a testament to how much Kenobi misses Kylo. Also, I was just talking about how I show you like my dinners and stuff the next day. I'm gonna show you this one. It doesn't look good. I'm sorry. You're not supposed to like stir this all up in the crock pot. You're supposed to just kind of like get a scoop and then you have the chicken, the stuffing, and the green beans. I don't do that. I mix it all up. I like my food mixed up a lot of the time. If you are not a person that does that, well, probably don't make this recipe in the first place. But I'm gonna show you this plate. I made some red skin garlic mashed potatoes to go with it and it was so good and I'm so excited for leftovers. But it looks like cat vomit. Straight up. Speaking of cat vomit, I am so tired. I know I've complained about my sleep schedule the past like few vlogs. I went to bed at 9 and I woke up at 12:30 to Kenobi throwing up. He wasn't sleeping with me and Hux last night. It's about 50-50 whether or not he sleeps with us. I take one of the beds and I move it next to us so Kenobi can stay close and I can still like pet him while he's sleeping and stuff. So he was right next to me and I heard him throw up and I woke up and I got that cleaned up and then he went to the litter box and he had some diarrhea. I cleaned that up like immediately too because I just want to, when he's sick, I want to make sure I'm like tracking his poopies so I know exactly what's happening and when. He seems to be fine now. He is a barfer. I've mentioned this before. This is like the 2nd or 3rd time he's thrown up since this like quarantine thing, but it doesn't normally come with runny poop. So that's what had me a little concerned. So I put his bed in the wash. I was kind of thankful he wound up throwing up in the bed and not on the carpet. I made him a little towel bed and I laid on the floor with him for a while and just pet him and, you know, mothered him. Is it weird that I do that when my cats are sick? Like, I am such an overbearing cat mom. Whatever. I love them. I wound up being up from 12:30 to 4 and then I went back to sleep from like 4 to 6. But my sick little baby got all the love and snuggles and he's doing a-okay right now. He's eating, he's social, he's all the things. He just has a finicky stomach. So that's what's important. You guys are about to see some shameful stuff today. I am working on a lot of like little projects. There's a lot I want to get done still, but I'm kind of picking at things little bits at a time. It's just a lot less overwhelming. I've been working on the kitchen cabinets since we are still in the continuous process of Chad moving out. It's just a weird time to have to do this with COVID. I don't want a bunch of people in here. So I'm kind of like pulling out his stuff or stuff that he wants and keeping it in one central place. And so I've been doing that with the kitchen and there's just a lot of junky stuff and stuff I need to go through and organize and everything. So you're gonna see a mess. I have all this laid out right now and I'm working on this cupboard. So getting this organized is the goal today, and then getting the top half of this organized would also be lovely. I have a hilarious amount of plastic cutlery. Anytime we've gotten anything that came with silverware, I saved it just because these are nice to have for entertaining or picnics. If you're traveling with food, good to have on hand, but they're very messy and they take up a lot of room. So I got to figure that out. I also keep spare straws that I get from fast food places. These come in handy because sometimes they forget to give you straws. This guy does not get near enough use. I need to start using this more. Actually, I'm not even sure I've used this myself. I think Chad always made the Mickey waffles. So I gotta try this on my own. I also found these guys. They're little freezer pot makers. If you guys have a good recipe for what to make with these, I would like to give this a try as well. I feel like it's a good quarantine project. It is honestly a miracle I haven't killed myself with all the old crap in here I found so far. Yuck. There is stuff in the back of this top cupboard I cannot reach, so Anne got me this for when I was in the wheelchair. This is coming in handy again. Got it. Fun fact about me, one of my least favorite words in the English language, morsel. Would you look at these gorgeous organized cabinets? So another project I would like to accomplish is that these like don't close. Again, this apartment is very old, so I want to find something that like maybe like a magnet or something that will ensure that my cabinets are actually closing when I close them and I don't come downstairs and it's looking like Paranormal Activity up in here. I am 16 episodes into the Clone Wars and I'm doing a lot better with it. It's gotten more interesting, I've gotten more into it. Asajj is a badass, and is there sexual tension between her and Obi-Wan? Because I'm here for that. One of the clone troopers just called the Separatists the Seppies, and that's the cutest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. I'm liking it a lot better than I was initially. I'm also trying to watch Solar Opposites on Hulu. That just came out. It's from some of the same people that do Rick and Morty, and it is horrible but hilarious. Like, it's really bad. Kids should not watch it, but it's very funny. And season 2 of Dead to Me is out right now too, so I'm like trying to watch everything. I'll watch an episode of one, and then an episode of another, and then an episode of another, and I'll just rotate, trying to keep it interesting. I also have not watched Drag Race yet, but it's been spoiled for me and I'm devastated. I watch my YouTube videos on TV, and when I like click, not even click on a video, when I hover over a video for half a second, it goes into this autoplay and plays clips, and I saw who went home in like this tiny little autoplay clip. That is very unfortunate. So if you guys have been watching the past couple days, you've seen the struggle with this air dry clay piece of poo that I tried to get imprint on. This thing is the worst. Don't do it, don't get it. This actually came from Anne. When her first kitty passed away, she brought over a bunch of kitty stuff for me, and that kit was part of it. I don't know how much she paid for it, but whatever you're paying, don't do it, because I used the little pack of polymer clay from Michael's, which I think is like $1.50, and I just got a way better imprint, like way better. This has already been baked. I'm gonna paint it. I just need it to cool a little more. I don't plan on turning it into an ornament or anything, so I didn't like poke a little hole in it, but you can definitely like poke a hole, make it a little nicer looking. I actually like that it looks kind of messy, but this is far superior, and I'm assuming far cheaper than this. Oh, and I didn't film any of the process because I caught him asleep, and I was like, ooh, now would be a good time to like hustle and get the clay ready and then just like pick him up and put his paw on. So it was a whole spur of the moment thing, and I couldn't really like take the time to grab my phone. If he wakes up and he gets all hyper again, it's over. It's not gonna happen. And your clay's out. All right, last project of the day, and one I'm probably the least excited and most excited to do at the same time. Chad came over yesterday and picked up the grill back here, and he had this like giant prep table out back here too. It took up a lot of space, and I really want to get things cleaned up out here. It's been like a graveyard for dirt and pots, and it's a mess over here, and I'd really like to get this back patio looking really nice. I'm gonna chip away at that a little bit today. I'm not gonna attempt to do the whole thing, but I'd like to make a little dent. Also, these little, I don't even know what to call these, but these little pieces of whatever, they come from this gorgeous tree right out here, which I love. It's still annoying though. I have to figure out how to clean this up. I'm gonna try to sweep it. I don't know if that's gonna work though. I might have to like try to borrow a shop vac or something, because this is messy, and it gets trapped in the house, and then Kenobi eats it, and then he throws up, and it's a whole thing. Yeah, I guess I should show you guys. Here is the mess. Yikes. I actually am kind of wondering if a lot of this is going to be too heavy for me to handle on my own, now that I'm looking at it. Oh man, the broom actually took most of that up. This is getting better. It's an improvement. There are these hooks up here for hanging baskets, so I'd like to get some flowers up here, but I have like a fair amount of space right here. So if you guys have any idea what to do with that, leave me a comment. What is your vision? Chairs, everything has been like cleaned off, and then this used to be inside and I'm moving it outside, and it's just holding planters right now, but eventually I'd like to have plants at least in the top row. I don't think anything would fare well in the bottom rows here, so this is just kind of place holding right now. But I feel like we got a lot accomplished today, kids. It's been a good one. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you tomorrow.